There we go. We should be live now. What's up, ladies and gents? Happy Saturday. I hope your Friday night was fantastic. I met some coworkers out for a drink to say hi to somebody. Came home early to watch a little NBA. But I really felt my age last night as I fell asleep about 10 o'clock on the couch. So getting a little old over here. Hopefully you guys are feeling young and you had a much more exciting Friday night than that. Hopefully your NBA lineups were absolutely fantastic. Nothing like starting the season on a 4-game winning streak. So it's probably all downhill from here. No, just kidding. We're going to continue to have fun with this. Hopefully we can have nice results all season long. And that goes for me and all of you guys listening. Let's jump right into it. Click that thumbs up button and let's talk about tonight's NBA slate. Give me 1 second as this gets pulled up. There we go. All right, guys. So, gonna run an annual special today. And what I mean by annual is anybody who goes and buys a year-long membership, it would start today, it would end this day next year. So that covers 365 days, all 3 sports. So it's usually $400, which is already about a $60 savings off of being a monthly customer all season long. Today and today alone, $125 rebate coming your way for annual memberships that covers all 3 sports. Probably not a better time than right now when we're rocking the beginning part of NBA, but also in the meaty portion of the NFL season. Let's keep the winning streak going, guys. Come join the team. Get all the write-ups, all the full-length videos, everything that goes along to it. Otherwise, weekly and monthly memberships are available. Let's talk about where we're going for cash lineups today, and let's start with Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors. Had a little bit of his welcome to the NBA moment last night with a real big game. Tonight, he enters into a pretty decent matchup with Dallas. Watched the Hawks Mavs the other night as I had a bunch of Hawks. We talked Cam Reddish on the show. He was good. John Collins worked out really, really well. And I think I had one other guy. I can't remember who it was, but they all played very, very well against the Mavs. I wouldn't call them the perfect matchup. We'll get into that one here momentarily, but a decent matchup nonetheless at home. So Barnes is only 4K. He's going to be chalky tonight, so he makes a lot of sense in cash lineups. Kind of makes a lot of sense in any lineup, but you can play him at the 3 or the 4. I love punting at the small forward position, so this one makes a lot of sense top to bottom. Maybe you don't love the fact that he played last night, but we got a few back-to-backs to deal with, and he's only 4K, so he's very low risk to begin with. Check out Scotty Barnes, the young gun from the Toronto Raptors. Next up, let's talk about today's cover boy. Tyler, I need a hero, baby. 5,500 point guard, shooting guard eligibility. So I have him under GPP play today, but quite frankly, the availability of Kyle Lowry tonight will do a lot for what Tyler Herro's ownership status is going to be. We all know none. He's none a factor on this team this year as he now plays on the other side of the country in LA. Meaning that if Kyle Lowry were to miss tonight, Tyler Herro is going to see extra minutes in that backcourt as they're not as deep as they have been there in years past. Dragic is obviously in Toronto. None is gone, so they brought Lowry in to be the full-time guy. But if Lowry doesn't play, then Tyler Herro is going to see a real nice run. If Lowry plays, okay, well, Herro then gets very little love. We played him over the more popular Jordan Poole the other day, and that worked out really, really well. He looked really good. I think this is a big bounce back year for Tyler Herro, so I think he's in a great spot tonight. I have Indiana earmarked as what I believe to be like a top 5 DFS matchup all season long. They're good enough offensively to be competitive, but they're terrible defensively. Despite having a couple of decent defenders like Malcolm Brogdon and Miles Turner, they can't play defense to save their lives. They're 2 for 2 on giving up big points already this year. Played last night in overtime. Miami should get a real nice spot to get good points here. Herro looked great in his first game, and I think Tyler Herro has a big bounce back year right here. And he'll be he'll be popular if Kyle Lowry's out, especially if he enters into the starting lineup in the first game of the night. But if Lowry plays, then I think he's a little bit of a sneakier GPP play. Next up, let's talk about my boy Giannis. So the Heat blowing up Milwaukee the other night, mentioned it on the show. We had to talk over the Bucks guys because they were all getting a bunch of love. But, I put Giannis in the same spot 2 days ago under a mutual favorite, but said that cash game must. And if I remember correctly, he was like 90% owned. But you could maybe think about getting away from him in GPPs as Milwaukee is as shorthanded as any team could be 2 games into the season. They were legit missing 6 of their best 11 players. They get a couple guys back tonight, it sounds like. I think we're going to see Drew, and they're going to introduce Rodney Hood, who I have about as the 11th best guy in the team, into the lineup. Not that that's a big difference maker, but it doesn't hurt to have another body out there. I think it's more important, obviously. Obviously, that they get Drew Holiday back. San Antonio played last night in Denver. Always rough playing a back-to-back when, playing a game in Denver is included that. Very, very winnable game from Milwaukee, even with the game being in San Antonio. Giannis is only 10-5. This is a guy that could be 12K at any point. And we always love Giannis after an embarrassing loss. But they're missing Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez, which means he needs to play. If the game is at all competitive, expect Giannis to play really, really good minutes in this one. Decent matchup with the San Antonio Spurs. Going to be popular, though, so take that for what it's worth. Definitely a cash game lock for me, but a guy I like him more tonight than I did against Miami. That was a huge game for Miami in the opener. They got embarrassed in the playoffs last year, losing 4-0. So it made sense that game was heavy Miami. This one could be competitive. Spurs usually play Milwaukee fairly well, so I'll give him credit to keep this as a very, very close game. And if we see a full 4 quarters of Giannis, he should absolutely eat on the salary. Next up, let's move into some what I would call the long shots of the day. So I don't think I would list Devontae Graham as like a long shot for a decent floor. I liked him to have a bounce back year, especially knowing that Mr. Zion's not around for a while and they're going to have to get their offense and ball handling from other sources. We saw Graham 2 years ago in Charlotte have a really, really nice season. Looked like an emerging star in the NBA, but then they drafted LaMelo Ball, who, well, is good. And it made sense that Graham had a little more issue with playing time and production last year. He's looked good in his first 2 games, shooting the 3 ball very accurately. He's in his best matchup of the year so far with the Minnesota Timberwolves. This should be a game. I said that last night about Oklahoma City and Houston. Wasn't a game. Oklahoma City was that bad. These are 2 not great basketball teams. They're better than those 2. But this should be a game. This should be a winnable game for both teams. So I think you see a good effort from each guy. I think Graham, while Zion is out, has every opportunity, working the backcourt with Nickeil Alexander-Walker to become like a 7K guy. Lonzo's out. Bledsoe's gone. Zion is not healthy right now. So all the guys that were handling the ball last year are gone, making this Devontae Graham and Walker's kind of team. Graham's very, very inexpensive. Shot looks pure to start the year. Good matchup, and I don't think he gets nearly enough love tonight. Next up, let's go to former Pelican Steven Adams. So yesterday we brought up Jonas as a long shot, the former center of the Pelicans. Nope, the guy that's now on the Pelicans that used to be on Memphis. Sorry, flip-flop what I was saying there, confused myself. So now you get Steven Adams, who is now on the Memphis Grizzlies. He's 4,600. He is very, very inexpensive. I like the rebounds that I saw in game 1. I like the price tag right here. We've seen Steven Adams back in his days with the Thunder, still wearing that jersey right there. He was like a 6K guy a lot of the time. We're only 1 game in. This could change, but he kind of looks like that dude for Memphis right now. Is he ever going to score 40? No, he's not that kind of offensive player. But he could definitely score more than 8 on any given day. You can get those on putbacks and rebounds, offensive rebounds. What I love is he played 30-plus minutes in game 1. We have a very shallow rotation in the backcourt. Memphis has a strong front court with a variety of guys that they can run after you, starting obviously with their best player, John Moran. But in the backcourt, in the front court, you're really just looking at him, Clark, and Triple J. Adams is the big guy. He's going to should be a 10-plus rebound guy per game, capable on the block side of things, get a couple of easy putbacks. He won't be stepping out and taking threes. He'll throw in his sister or 2 per game. But at 4,600, he makes a lot of sense right here. And he's another guy. I don't think he gets nearly enough love tonight. So check out Steven Adams, who is an accomplished NBA player. That's it, guys. That's our Saturday NBA run. Good luck tonight. We'll hit you with some NFL later. Annual special, up all day. Take advantage. This is a really, really good deal. We don't put out a lot of them that are this good. So I'm in a good mood today. Let's go after it. Thank you very much.